Hi, this is Vivian Watts. I'm here to share with you 3 different ways of using the Diamond Press K-Cup carrier set. We're going to make one simplified carrier without a bottom. Then we'll make a carrier with the bottom and the insert. And then later we will have an optional way of using the same die set to make a box card. Are you ready? Let's go! Alright, so now we're going to use this die set to make a simplified carrier without a bottom. So right now we're going to cut one back panel, and then we will cut one K-cup slot. Remember to use the insert when you cut this piece, so you will have a slot that looks like this one. Okay, the next step is we're going to cut 2 sides. So using this cutting die, we will cut 2 panels. And the last piece we will be cutting will be the front panel. Now that we have all the pieces, we can start putting them together. And I'm putting a finished project on the side so you can see what it will look like. So the first thing we're going to do is to attach our side panels to the back panel. Now in this case, I did not put a handle slot in the back, but later in our other samples, I will show you how to do that. Alright, so we're going to fold along the score line and really crease it to give it a good fold, because these panels are going to be the area that we will put glue on in order to attach the side to the back. Because we have 2 sides using the same die, when you fold them, you're going to fold them in different directions. So you will have one side panel for the right and one for the left. Alright, so now we know where to attach them. We can start putting our adhesive to the tab. And in this case, I am using a liquid glue because that will give me a little time to make adjustments. Alright, so one side panel down, now we move on to the other one. And this is why when you fold it along the score line, you want to fold in different directions, because we do have the left and the right sides that we need to attach. Alright, I think our side panels are down. So the next thing we're going to do is to attach the insert or the K-cup slots. So this one we pre-cut and we already folded along the score line. The first thing we're going to do is to attach this tab to the side panel. So what I'm trying to do right now is to match, to align the bottom so they match. And then we have 2 more sides to attach. One is to attach to the back panel and also the other side panel. So I'm going to start with the back panel first, putting glue on this tab, and again align the bottom edge of my back panel to attach. Alright, then the next thing we need to do is to attach this tab to our side panel. And you may need to manipulate this a little bit because this is not flat anymore. This is a 3D project. Depending on what adhesive you use, you may want to give it a little time to dry. Alright, now it's starting to take shape. What's left to do is the front panel. So you're going to again fold it along the score line and give it a good press and crease it. And then you will attach glue to these 2 tabs on the side. If you choose to put glue on the front panel or the side of the K-cup slot, you can do that as well. All right, so we're going to put this together, attaching the sides to the front. And then later we're going to put glue also on the tab of our front panel, fold it down and attach. At this point, you want to be patient because this is a 3D project. It's not as easy to flatten everything. So just take your time and just enjoy the process. We're almost there. There you go. Once your adhesive is dry, you have your first carrier set. Now this is a simplified one without a bottom, so you can see that you can still put your K-cups in the slots and there'll be no issues. However, the difference is that you don't have a bottom like this one I'm showing. And if you make 2 of them and attach the bags, you will have a double carrier. All right, so we're done with the first one. Now we're going to work on the second one, which is a carrier set with a bottom. I'm using an older version of diamond press K-cup instructions to show you how to work on this one. All right, let's start by getting our pieces together. We are going to cut 1 back panel. And using this die, we will be cutting 2 pieces. One will become the bottom of our carrier. The other one will become our carrier slot. So when you work on this one, you're going to make that 2 circle dies inside of the bottom die and make 2 in order to make this carrier. Then for the side, we will be cutting 2 pieces. And then 1 piece for the front panel. All right, so let's go ahead and start working with these pieces first. For the bottom piece, we're going to fold along the score line and then give it a good press so we have creases on all 4 sides. Then we're going to start working on the side panels. Remember, we are using the same cutting die to make 2 sides, one for the left and one for the right. So when you are folding them, we want to make sure we fold into different directions. So here I am trying to figure out which direction to fold. Okay, there we go. So I'm just trying to test them to make sure I'm folding them in the right directions. And now we're going to cut a handle on our back piece. All you need to do, which you could do this earlier when you're first cutting the back panel, which is putting that cutting die in the middle of the back piece, cutting die, and then once you run it through your die cutting machine, you will have this handle. All right, so we're going to follow the directions, the diamond press directions to assemble our carrier. So the first thing we need to do is to attach the 2 sides to our bottom piece. So remember, if you do have pre-stamped bottom pieces already, your design should be facing up. because I'm using liquid glue, I need to put something on top to give my adhesive a little time to dry. And the next thing to do is to attach our front panel. So we're going to fold it first, give it a good crease, and then attach our front to our bottom panel. So again, if you pre-stamp your front panel, your design should be facing up. However, it should be upside down because remember, this is the bottom, and once we turn it over, you want to make sure your design is facing the right direction. All right, so we're gonna give this a little time to dry. Okay, now we're going to turn this whole thing over, and this is very important. Don't forget to do this, because to attach the our back panel, you want to make sure you are attaching that on top of your bottom piece in this direction. And also, if you do pre-stamp the back panel with any designs, you want to make sure at this point when you are attaching that, your design is facing up. And what you're looking at is your back panel and the inside of your bottom piece. Okay, so this is what I'm pointing at right now, is the inside of your box or your carrier. Okay, so now what's next? Looks like we're going to attach our side panels to our back piece. All right, so putting glue on the tabs, we are going to assemble this very carefully, making sure we are lining everything up. And again, because this is a 3D project, there's no easy way. You just have to be patient, trying to line everything up. I'm using liquid glue, and I'm also using a magnetic weight, which will help me put everything in place and allowing time for glue to dry. All right, now that we have the two side panels, the next step will be to attach our front panel. Okay, so we will be putting glue on the two tabs from the side panel, and also the tab on the front. And this is why that it's important that if you do pre-stamp your design, you want to make sure that they are facing the right directions. For me, I like to just make a skeleton carrier set like this one, and then I will decorate them later, which means I will stamp and color and then fussy cut them out and then attach them to my carrier base. All right, so you're pretty much done with this one. All you need to do is to take that insert you make earlier and put that insert in the box. And I'm showing you a sample of what I made using some stamp and designs that I had in my stash. There you go. Here is our carrier with the bottom and the insert. A little bit different, just a tad more complicated than the first one we made. That's the one without the bottom. Okay, now if you're ready, I have an option alteration for you, which is using the same die and make a box card. Now this box card can be folded and put in an envelope. I shared this video before in my other YouTube video, so if you have seen this before, please feel free to fast forward and skip this one. But if you're interested, I think this is a really fun project to work on. So using the same die, you just need the back piece, the two sides and the front panel. However, you do need to cut 2 more pieces. I have the measurements right here. They will both be 4 3/4 in length. I'm cutting one with 2 inches width and the other one with 1 3/4. So you're going to fold your side pieces and your front panel just the same way. You fold them along the score line. For your side panel, fold in different directions because you do have one for the left and one for the right. Now once they're folded, you're going to attach your side panels to your back. Pretty easy to do. Just align the bottom and attach using whatever adhesive of your choice. Now let's work on the 2 panels that we cut earlier. These 2 panels will form 2 levels inside your box card that you can put embellishment on. So for both of our panels, we're going to score at 1/4 inch from both ends. And then later we're going to put our adhesive or glue on the tab on both ends in order to attach to the side of our box card. Okay, one down, one more to go. Same way, we are going to score at 1/4 inch from both ends. There we go. Now we need to attach, just like this one, we need to attach both levels to our side panel. So putting glue or your adhesive of your choice on the tab, we're going to try to find that point which is meeting the bottom edge and the side edge and making sure we align the bottom so it's straight. So one panel down and we're going to put another panel. So the first one we put was the 2 inches wide panel, and this is the other one. So you can see the levels, different levels that later you can decorate with your own embellishments. So now that we have the side attached, we're going to attach a front panel. Putting glue or your adhesive on the tab of our side panel, we will be attaching the front. And you notice that the tab of our front panel is at the bottom. So later you can fold it up and glue it to make it stronger as the edge of your box card. So all you have left to do is to attach the other side exactly the same way, and you will get a box card base just like this one, ready for you to embellish. Alright, so today we learned how to make a carrier set with the bottom or a simplified one without a bottom, and also making a box card. So here I am showing you more samples. I hope you enjoyed this, and now it's your turn. Have fun!